All right. So the second topic is higher level. GMB, I would describe as more of a tactical aim or objective. But here, this is a little higher level conversation where we're really talking about seizing the strategic high ground and building out a strong online presence and some tips and strategies on how we do that. So previously, I gave you 6 reasons why printers want to be doing digital marketing, right? Better leads, amplify your sales effort, establishing a greater presence in the market, enhancing your brand value so you're not in a race to the bottom, maximizing ROI, utilizing those limited resources in a digital campaign that you can track the results and utilizing your Google Analytics, determine what your conversions are, and leveraging the core strengths of your printing company. As I say, again, touting your niche and those niches that you historically have served. What are your sweet spots? Here, I made some just basically 4, that falls really under these 4 objectives, right? Generating awareness, communicating your niche, and demonstrating your authority so that you can explain your unique buying proposition to your audience. So you don't want to leave money on the table. Digital marketing should not be an afterthought. Your online activities, everything that you're doing points back to your website, your SEO, your social media. These things really do need to be coordinated with a website that is optimized to convert. And digital marketing is, again, delivering those qualified leads to the sales team so they can convert. It's just too important to be relegated as a part-time effort. Some organizations, smaller organizations, might want to be tempted to turn this over to a pre-press department or a part-time employee. But even the smallest print operation really needs to have a targeted, focused, integrated digital marketing strategy. So here I've got basically 5 ways that printers can build out that strong online presence. We already covered the first one, which is having a Google My Business page. It's establishing a beachhead for your digital presence with what is the world's largest online search platform. And the next objective would be having a website that's optimized to convert. Because as I mentioned just a moment ago, your website is the foundation of your online presence, because everything you're doing online is going to be pointing back at your website. So a GSC or a Google Search Console setup is important. You need to be utilizing Google Analytics so you can track and analyze the traffic that's going to your website, right? That's going to tell you, what you're doing in the digital space, what's working, and what needs to be adjusted or where you need to pivot. And the second, or I should say the third thing behind GMB and an authoritative website is SEO. And think of SEO as a lot of things coming together to create a desired result. So it's a big topic. We could do, a whole webinar on SEO and still, obviously not cover all of it, but we'll just say it's really the practice of increasing the quantity and the quality of traffic to your website through organic search engine results. And printers definitely need to be on social media for a variety of reasons to foster their online presence, and to do that with brand recognition, again, fostering conversion, so they can measure success with analytics, connect with your audience. It's probably the most cost-effective marketing that you can do. And you're also going to gain marketplace insights because you're engaging with your customers. It can build loyalty, increase your brand authority, will increase inbound web traffic. And again, this is another opportunity to tell your brand story. So again, it needs to be integrated as part of a digital marketing strategy, not just the occasional social media post. Media consumers are very savvy today, and it's about delivering content, valuable content to your audience. And that plays a big part in any successful social media strategy. And then finally, the last ingredient would be PPC, pay-per-click advertising. PPC has some stipulations. Before you spend dollars on a PPC campaign, you should have the Google Analytics in place so you can measure the results and you can adjust accordingly. It's very, very important, as I mentioned really at the start of this topic, how your website's going to be the foundation of your online presence. And so you want to have a website that's got all of the Google Analytics, GSC setup in it, so you can measure that traffic. You can implement a successful PPC campaign because you don't want to be expending resources on poor marketing. So just to recap, again, these are really the 5 elements for successful online presence for printers. I would basically emphasize, as printers, we have to do more with less. I mentioned how the margins in this industry have been shrinking the last 15 to 20 years. And so that's why digital marketing does present such a great opportunity, in particular because there are so few printers that are doing this. So a smart strategy can differentiate yourself and allow you to really separate from the pack. So does anyone, just to check in, does anyone have any questions about topic number 2?
I guess it would all pertain to the size of our company. I see Rob joined as well. Just we are it sounds like just from how you were describing it, we are a little bit larger, given our size, but we have traditionally relied on our loyal customers, where we've had some of these relationships for 30 plus years with some very large companies. But our team is trying to get our digital marketing efforts together. And so you did touch on some of what we're trying to accomplish, where it has been an afterthought until very recently. So we are trying to get everything going. So I think this is definitely advantageous for us.
Yeah, I think that's a good observation, Grant, because I know a lot of big players like Aurora Visual are doing the same thing, and they're kind of recalibrating and looking at what their options are. And because again, historically, because as I mentioned earlier, it's a mature industry segment. But I was talking to a commercial printer. They were a relatively small outfit, but nonetheless, they had one of their key salespeople pass away recently. And it's that whole element of the unexpected. So I think it is very, very important to, again, establish that brand presence in the marketplace. And this is the way to do so. So it was a good observation. Well, if we don't have any other questions, Debbie, I'll go on to really kind of our third topic here.